gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go.
Hello to everyone out there and welcome to the video presentation. This video is about PMI, known globally through the main tobacco brand Marlboro, which has successfully addressed the problem of smoking with an innovative new product, IQOS, electrifying the cigarette, and in doing so altered itself, industry, and the society. Please be aware that we are not promoting PMI or use of the tobacco through this video. Firstly, let me introduce you to the team. Dixit, Abraham, Christian, Assis, Mehmet, and Yevon. We together form Group C1. The story is about PMI and its transformational movement towards a smoke-free world. Every innovation and change has a motivation behind it. In this video, the quest for innovation and change will be explored at the beginning. Once the question why innovate and change is understood, the business transformational approaches undertaken to understand how the innovation was realized will be detailed. This is then followed by what is innovated. Last but not the least, the success of the innovation and change will be discussed to conclude if the motivation behind it was achieved or not.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
For decades, cigarette consumption was an expression of freedom of life, both for the world-famous Marlboro Man and for the liberal woman of the 20th century. Then what moves the world's biggest publicly listed tobacco company to substitute its core product? The first reason seems obvious. The worldwide regulatory pressure to reduce the tobacco epidemic results in a constant decline of the smoking prevalence since the 1990s. Pictorial health warnings, a comprehensive ban on advertisement and tax increases led to a decreasing proportion of smokers. The World Health Organization projects this trend will continue by 0.2 percentage points per year. However, with the overall growth of the world population, the absolute number of smokers even rises globally. It is currently projected at 1.16 billion smokers by 2025. These are approximately 200 million more smokers than in 1990. Yet, there was an even more fundamental motivation for PMI to transform its business: the overall megatrend towards sustainability. Induced by the overall change in consumer expectation towards good health and well-being, and considering the growing concern about responsible consumption, PMI decided to center its own sustainability strategy around a smoke-free future. The decision to radically innovate and change the business model was therefore a conscious strategic decision. PMI hoped that introducing IQOS would help to escape the negative stigma of its industry. At the same time, PMI sought to differentiate the company from its traditional competitors. In its 2018 sustainability report, PMI summarized this disruptive move as follows. At the heart of our business strategy is our ambition to lead the transformation of our company and eventually the tobacco industry toward the replacement of cigarettes with high-quality, smoke-free products for adult consumers.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Since the 1960s, the tobacco industry started developing a replacement to cigarettes, and the ancestor of PMI, Philip Morris Group, was part of this movement. In the 1990s, they introduced a prototype of tobacco heating device called Project Beta. These were initially sold in the USA and Japan between 1998 and 2006, and later to Australia and Switzerland before being withdrawn from the market. After its spin-off from the Altria Group, Philip Morris International continued investing in research and development, acquiring patents, building manufacturing facilities, performing merger and acquisition of e-cigarette companies, and thus enhancing its expertise in the electronic cigarette segment. This strategic move helped Philip Morris International to introduce a new model of e-cigarette, IQOS. IQOS is composed of three main components: a case, a holder, and a heat stick. The case contains and charges the holder after its use. The holder allows the smoker to handle the e-cigarette and provide energy for heating. The heat stick helps to heat the tobacco to around 350 degrees Celsius. This allows the release mostly of nicotine substance without the burning at 600 degrees Celsius, as in legacy cigarette, which generate potentially harmful substance for the body. The heat stick also has a hollow area to cool down the air before its inhalation.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna
Delivering a smoke-free future reads the vision of PMI. The target set by the company is 2025. For most companies, this target would be considered aggressive. PMI designed and encouraged organizational changes to foster innovation and creativity. Company-wide changes were initiated, starting with the creation of open workspaces. The goal was to create an atmosphere where employees could interact freely, work more efficiently and effectively. Such open workspaces were also helpful to discuss innovative ideas and solutions. Collaborations between various teams fostered and silos were broken down. Creation of steering committees focusing on tasks at PMI can be seen as one of the tools for building connections that push the ideas forward through collaboration. They also help overcome resistance to change by engaging and involving members from various wings of the organization by providing a sense of involvement. PMI focused massively on diversity as one of the main tools to drive innovation. Presence of diversity in the workplace helped create an environment in which employees feel welcome, inclusive, respected, and appreciated. Gender balance and equal pay were implemented to ensure diversity at all levels inside the organization. A 6 percentage point increase in gender balance was achieved with this strategy since 2014. In July 2016, PMI witnessed a massive restructuring to focus on smoke-free products. Their new product, IQOS, gained momentum and special teams were created to manage all aspects of this business. Over the last 2 years, 30% of the PMI staff have been fully reallocated from combustible products to smoke-free products, with the other 70% supporting both portfolios. On top of that reorganization, more than half of PMI marketing and sales budgets were shifted to smoke-free products.
bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
The future, a radical transformation of the business was necessary. The strategy was to responsible transition from a cigarette company into a world-leading smoke-free business, while simultaneously exploring adjacent avenues of growth in wellness and healthcare. The designated North Star was to create a net positive impact that benefits the company, shareholders, consumers, and society at large. It was understood that transforming the company was not only about substituting the product with new one. A requirement to transform the entire value chain, as well as the way PMI engages with the society, was identified. What followed was a holistic review and overhaul of the entire business model and value proposition, bringing with the new opportunities as well as challenges throughout all aspects of the business. Sustainability was nominated as the core pillar of PMI's transformation, helping address some of the challenges resulting from the transition, while spurring innovation and better positioning the company for success over the long haul. The complexity of the strategy coming from simultaneously managing the impacts of the two value chains, the one aiming at moving away from our cigarette portfolio, and the one moving towards smoke-free portfolio, while also managing the impacts of the transition itself. Before the transformation in 2015, the combustible product volume totaled 881 billion units, or 99.9% of our shipment volume ratio. Since then, in just 7 years, it has declined by 26%. Over the same period, The smoke-free shipment volume has increased from 1 billion units to 95 billion units and represents 12.8% of shipment volume in 2021.
To make its progress both measurable and verifiable, PMI developed a set of so-called business transformation metrics which show a positive development of relevant key performance indicators since the inception of IQOS. As of today, the number of markets where smoke-free products are available for sale have increased from 7 territories in 2015 to 71 in 2021. The number of consumers who use PMI smoke-free products rose to 21.7 million, and in financial year 2021, smoke-free products accounted for 29% of PMI's adjusted revenues. It is undeniable that PMI has come a long way through on their path to innovation and change. However, there are remaining challenges that the company continues to face and which pose the question whether this transformative journey will be ultimately successful. Studies show that e-cigarettes are frequently perceived to be equally or even more harmful than cigarettes. PMI, thus as of today, did not manage to market e-cigarettes as a less risky product compared to combustion cigarettes. Health authorities and regulators are also reluctant to recognize the health promoting aspect of e-cigarettes and frequently restrict or even ban these products. Most fundamental, PMI must answer the question how to win a new generation of smokers for IQOS. PMI targets adult smokers who are willing to change their habit with IQOS. Young non-smokers are not the target group. However, as per PMI's business data, 15.7 million people who started using IQOS finally gave up smoking at all. While this is a positive effect for public health, it challenges PMI's product concept of a permanent, smoke-free substitute which transforms the cigarette industry. Even considering the growing number of smokers globally and the potential customer group of willing to change smokers, PMI may fail to establish IQOS as an alternative lifestyle product. Instead, it might always remain a soft way to quit smoking at all. Even if IQOS possibly may not transform the world of smoking, PMI will benefit from its transformative journey. Innovation within PMI does not just stop at the product level, but rather focuses on a customer journey as well as on maintaining an innovation friendly environment within the company. This deep organizational and culture change puts PMI into a position to further innovate and be at the forefront of the industry in the future.